The best top expert tips and hacks to make your life better. This is Mary Collins on LifeHakx Media. And I have the pleasure of having online with me today, Sheila Jacaman. How are you, Sheila?
I'm doing great. And you?
I'm wonderful, and I'm especially excited about doing our series called Essential Hacks. So, first I'm going to just tell everyone a little bit about you. Sheila is the owner and chief formulator for Davina Natural Skincare, an all-natural and organic skincare product line. So, Sheila, you're an international person like myself. Can you give us a little bit more background information on how you ended up getting into the whole development of skincare and organic products?
Yes. I was the formulator for ingredients for the Nestle beverage company of Switzerland, based in Switzerland and the USA for almost 20 years. And in there I had a research laboratory where I was contracted to do work and analysis on aloe vera products grown in South Texas, Rio Grande Valley. So in there I wrote a report, and in these applications of aloe vera, I said, this sounds like something I can use. So I started splashing this on my face and hands and arms and loved the effects of it. So that was the beginning of the skincare line. I ordered a book and I started formulating in my laboratory in South Texas, skincare for my own personal use and family.
Okay. And when we originally were talking, you actually mentioned the fact that you go up into the Swiss Alps and gather some of the ingredients naturally for your skincare. So can you just tell us how that happens? I mean, a little bit of background?
When I first got here, I said, I want to see if all my plants will grow here because I had a working garden. I learned the concept of a working garden from my intensive classes with Jean Rose in San Francisco, who has written explicitly about having a working garden. So that became my entire landscaping of my home was a working garden. And I was growing rosemary, sage, oregano, rose geranium, lemongrass, and things that I knew I could use in my skincare line for distillation. So when I moved to Switzerland 4.5 years ago, my husband allowed me to have a working garden as well. And we were able to find, to my great surprise, Artemisia ludoviciana, which is used for anti-malarial historically hundreds of years in Asia. It's an antiviral plant that you can grow, and ironically, it is found growing at permaculture in the Swiss Alps organically, about 5 or 6 species of Artemisia. So I bought all the varieties they had, and to my great surprise, they grow extremely well in the Swiss Alps. And I also found beautiful species of rose geranium and oregano and different things that I grow here.
Okay, now you talk about these different things, and obviously they must have not only oregano having food value, but medicinal value, which brings us to the essential hacks side of things, which is you're making essential oils that then become skincare products plus, correct?
Yes. One of the big parts of what I do when I capture essential oils is I use a copper still. This is part of it. It's all taken apart. This is the condenser. But I obtain Artemisia arborescens or Artemisia ludoviciana hydrosols, and you can see the oils floating at the top, and Atlas cedar hydrosols, rose geranium, and Helichrysum italicum, all of which I distill here in Basel. But these are grown in the Swiss Alps. So when you obtain essential oil from steam distillation, it floats to the top, as you can see here. But one of the main ingredients that I use in skincare, which I make, is hydrosols, which are the aqueous part of the plant that are extremely beneficial and can be used undiluted on the skin.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
And so,
spray it,
yeah.
and they have antiviral properties. You can drink them in water, and
Wow.
you can spray them when you're hot
Mm-hmm.
and have hot flashes.
Mm-hmm.
And so these are plants we can grow, we can make tea, infusions. So I think right now, during these times, we need to have a working garden with plants that are not just ornamentally beautiful, but that are beneficial and sustainable for our well-being and the
Yes.
health of our family. And I have just been, gotten allergies to so much alcohol in all the stores. I've personally broken out with the dryness of the alcohol. So I have formulated an Artemisia hand cream that is antiviral with oregano and thyme, essential oils, that is not damaging to my skin, but allows cellular protection and kills a virus.
This is, I mean, an excellent, especially like you said, there's so many allergies that people are getting now, allergic reactions, and maybe more than that, maybe damage to kidneys, organs, different things from this constant use of 99% alcohol. People don't realize how much it dries out the skin and how much damage it does. Is this something that the Artemisian, can it be used also on pets as well as younger people?
You can spray hydrosols on pets to scare away ticks and keep infestations. It helps protect their skin. Hydrosols are extremely beneficial and can be used 100%.
Okay.
The ones that I make are distilled in a copper still. I'm a small artisan distiller, grower, organic, and I use my own plants.
Okay, so that's what this series is going to be on LifeHakx. It's going to be all about, first of all, what are the uses of these different organic essential oils, or where do they come from? What are the plant bases? And then also how one can grow and when to, etc. And of course, most importantly, if they don't, if there's not an ability to grow things, if there's not an ability or time, they can go to the expert, which is you, and they can come in and get actual treatment at your clinic, correct?
That is correct. I have a small clinic here in Switzerland. I practiced in Mexico City for 5 years, and I do evaluation. I can do deep skin with the Woods box, ultraviolet.
Wow.
I have Chinese cupping for, say, acne, but this is definitely homeopathic. This is not really a medicine, but it is homeopathic aromatherapy treatments, which, are all botanical in nature, natural, and with no parabens, alcohol, or preservatives, chemical preservatives. So I use all natural preservatives. And surprisingly, people wouldn't, think, oregano can be a preservative, but it is actually can be a preservative in skincare, and it is part of my skincare preservative, and it has oregano, thyme, rosewood, rosemary, and these are all plants we can have. So a plant that you would use as a preservative and antiviral and antimicrobial, you can also drink at home when you peppermint. And all of these plants grow rampant here in Switzerland in pots. They can grow in little pots. And there's all kinds of systems. If you're away, you can have a solar panel water treatment, which we actually have in the Alps to our plants growing.
Well, I think one of the things is that people have been scared away for many years away from essential oils. And, is it a conspiracy? Is it critical thinking where they're like, essential oils, St. John's wort can kill you, and like some person overdosed their baby on peppermint, and then you think, is it just a basis of common sense, or is there certain things that you do need to know about essential oils before you use them?
There is a vital, important criteria that everyone should know and take seriously.
Mm-hmm.
You should never, never. A lot of these multi-level marketing companies are promoting using an essential oil neat, which means neat, straight to your skin, straight on your baby's tongue, straight, drink it in water. Essential oil and water does not mix. That's why we use an emulsifier like cocoa butter or beeswax or seaweed. You should never, anyone, a parent, give it to your pets. Never. I'm saying never use an essential oil neat directly on your skin. Mix it with an oil at a very small percentage into a test patch. Never put it on your baby. These are things that are really important and can be very damaging to the intestinal tract, to our nervous system.
Okay. So when you say something like a base oil, could almond milk or almond oil be, or not on oil, but like almond milk or soya or even milk be something that helps break that down before drinking?
Almond milk is a water base still.
Okay.
It would need to be an oil like grapeseed oil, jojoba oil. In Switzerland, they have raps oil, which is excellent. Olive oil, which I least prefer because it's so viscous and thick.
Okay.
But one of the lighter oils, and you mix it in a little container. Essential oils are thousands times potency of a plant.
Right.
For example, in my preservative here, I use it at 1% of 100% solution. So you would never, because these are so potent, that you would never use them directly on your skin.
Okay. And the policy, I guess, includes internally knowing what to mix with to make it safe, like oregano, I know is for stomach ache as well as antiviral. And I have to admit, I kind of one in the family to kind of like inhale it to kill whatever's bacteria and viruses that are floating around in their nostrils and drink it. But
now that you're talking about inhalation, one of the things that is very nice is inhalation therapy. And get a vial, just any glass container. Save your little glass bottle, and you can put some salt in here, rock salt. And then I keep a blend of camphor, eucalyptus, rosemary, and mint. And you shake this, and I keep it ready in equal parts. And then I add 2 dropperfuls of this.
Okay.
Then what you do is you shake it. Essential oils do not dissolve the salt. So the salt is a very nice material, and you can shake it to keep it fresh when you're ready to use it. And then you use wafting like this.
Okay.
This goes into your nervous system. It goes into your bronchioles. It goes into your brain. If you're feeling lightheaded, it's uplifting. So
like smelling salts back in the past, you would hear about someone passing out and they would have smelling salts. So I guess this is the idea.
Exactly.
I think the most important thing is that yes, we can talk about this, about how to grow your own herbs and distill them and everything, but I think for people to really understand that safety is first, and the way to do safely first is to go straight to someone like yourself and get something that's already made up, that may even be made up for you personally, because they can actually go in and see you and sort of figure out what they need. But also just getting a product like that is already made up and has been made up by an expert like yourself is probably the best way to start this journey towards using essential oils and having essential hacks. And so, just to sort of clarify where people can reach you, you have a Facebook page, which is Davina Natural Skincare on Facebook, as well as on Gmail, which is Davina Natural Skincare at gmail.com. And people can go on lifehakx.com and they will be able to find your link directly and hopefully some blogs about different sections of essential hacks. So, for instance, going into the kind of rainy autumn season, and I see lots of posts about creepy crawlies, which, as great as spiders are for the environment, I personally don't care for them in my bed. So what kind of essential oil would be a good one to put to keep away spiders?
The best one is eucalyptus.
Okay.
Eucalyptus essential oil. And I, of course, of being a skincare formulator, I have a library of essential oils, which is a little bit overwhelming, but I have them in alphabetical order. And so I keep a blend, but because I want to keep it easy for me, and because even this can be overwhelming, is I have it already mixed up. So some key ones is oregano, eucalyptus, lavender, rosemary. And you can keep that blended and mint, and you can just blend it up to your liking, but eucalyptus is the key one, and camphor is good. And you can even have it in your car. Nowadays, you want to keep the air fresh and things keep, right now, especially we want to be safe in our environment. So
right.
That's important.
Okay, so whether it's for a creepy crawly or it's for a good old antiviral and just for the good smell. I mean, the smells alone of a bit of rosemary mixed with lavender and eucalyptus sounds just wonderful and uplifting and maybe even refreshing, energizing for one's mind and body. So that's one of our first great hacks, and we will be back with Sheila Jacaman and Davina Natural Skincare in our next part of the series, Essential Hacks. Thanks again, Sheila.
Thank you. You're welcome.
LifeHakx. LifeHakx.com. That's with a K and an X.